All right, this is probably the last episode on Yolanda since she's running good now that I've cleaned the carburetor jet out. What I want to do, that I do with all these fixed wheel mowers, where the only way you can change the height is to go in with a wrench here and a wrench on the outside and take this bolt off and drop the wheel either down or move it up. On the front, I like to drop the wheel down all the way to the bottom hole, and the effect of that is that you're raising the deck. So it's the opposite. If you want to lower the deck and put your blade closer to the grass, then you would move this nut right there to the top hole, and that effectively lowers the deck. But for most homeowners, what I do is I put the back in the middle hole, which is where that is. So I'm not going to change that. That's fine. That's where I would put it. And that means, and my theory on this, let me explain this to you. My theory on this is that when you're mowing, if you've got it set low and you've got medium to tall grass, then you're having to force the mower, this top front edge, up over the grass. So if you have to muscle it over, and after a couple hours of that, you're pretty tired. So what I do is I like to have the front of the mower on a high setting so that it more easily rides up over the grass. And then as you're cutting it, then this blade is turning so fast, it's got so many RPMs, that the grass then is being cut again and again and again and again, which actually is helping the mulching effect, because you're taking off a little more each time as you pass over, and as it goes back, the final passes of this blade are cutting it at the level it's going to be. But you're not having to run this low deck into the turf and then muscle it over it. And sometimes you end up going thump, and then you back up, thump, back up, thump. If you keep these front wheels high, then you'll ride up over that turf, and it'll cut until the last cut on the back wheels is the level you want. So set your back wheels, even if you have adjustable wheels, set your back wheels at the level you want your grass to be, and then you can put the front higher. And I know that kind of messes with your minds a little bit, because you're saying, well, wait a minute, I thought they were all supposed to be level. Well, that's not true. As long as you don't have them off side to side, then you're fine. You can have the front one level and the back another level. So if you'll think about what I'm saying, I think you'll see the logic of it. Is you're cutting it each time that blade passes, you're cutting more and more off of the grade of the grass blade, and then the final pass of that blade is going so fast, cuts it at the level you want, and you're not having to muscle this deck over the front. And you're using the mulching ability of this mower even more, because you're cutting it up finer each time you cut it again and again and again. So that's my theory. So let's move these front wheels, just the front, down, because the back is in the middle setting, which I like. So I'm going to get a 9/16 box wrench. I love flagging, so I don't lose track of things. One time I lost a wrench like this because I left it under the mower and catched. Okay, so there we go. I've got the box wrench on there, and I need my breaker board. I've got a 3/4 inch socket here, and we're going to try and get this wheel on the bottom setting, which effectively raises the deck from the turf. I've got a toolbox on the handle back there. And I'm gonna kind of hold this mower too so it doesn't move. Okay, there we go. Now that box wrench is gonna go around, it's gonna hit this deck, and I hope it doesn't fall off. Kind of hold it in position here. Okay. Come around. So now the bolt that holds this on is turning. And it's going pretty smooth. And now I think that I can take it out with my fingers now. Okay. And while it's off, you might want to look at this and make sure that there's not a bunch of, rust and stuff that you don't like. And there's a concave washer, which you want with the concave side down facing the deck. This all looks pretty clean, so I'm not going to worry about that. So now I'm going to drop this down to the bottom hole and show you that. So you can see where it was. Instead of here, I'm moving it down here, which pushes the wheels closer to the turf as the effect of raising the deck and raising the blade off the grass, so it cuts your grass higher. And I think I just dropped my little washer. There it is. Okay, so I'm putting the washer back the way it belongs, which is the concave side goes towards the deck. I messed up the camera here. There we go. Okay. So you put it in the bottom hole. So now this is going to cut like 3 or 4 inches high at least. Probably about 4. But by the time the grass gets to the back, it'll be about 2.5 to 3, which is what you want. So let me get my box wrench on here again. And now the box wrench is going to come up and it's going to hit the edge of this deck. And that's going to stabilize it. You might want to hold it in place, make sure it doesn't fall off. Oops. Which you did. Okay, so let me try again. Let me get the box wrench on. Now I got my breaker bar. Go up here, let it touch the edge of the deck. Now try and keep going so that the box wrench doesn't fall off. And start tightening. Okay. That's good. Alright, so I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to drop it to the lowest setting. And your customers will be happier with this than they would the other way. Well, thanks for tuning in. I think we got Yolanda in good shape now.